Alright, so you're going to tie the Danger Muffin Crab for you. And first thing I'm going to do is stick a Umpqua 506H hook. This is a number 4. Put some Zap-A-Gap on there, and then take some lead wire. This is probably some 020. And just run a bead of wire down the shank. Cut off the excess and just start out some white flat wax nylon. And cover up the lead wraps a bit. Next, take some small lead dumbbells. You can use whatever kind of eyes you want to, but number 4 hook and small lead eyes is a pretty good color, size and weight combination. So a couple of figure 8 wraps around those lead eyes. Give it a little shot of super glue on that thread. And then I'm going to kind of go up and around the eyes like so. Kind of underneath the shank of the hook, over top of the eye. And just build up some thread like that. Next, I'm going to take that thread and then go around those wraps. Not around the shank, just around those thread wraps. Just the underside of... underneath the eyes, rather. And once that super glue dries, that is a very secure way of getting those lead eyes on there where they won't spin. Next, I'm going to take, this is just a pre-made blend I have of about 50-50 rabbit fur, tan and white, and then some bleached deer hair, and then some brown deer hair. And this is going to be a nice light colored one. So just going to take that, and the first couple bunches are going to be pretty small. You don't need tons of material. And then just take a loose wrap, gather them all up, tie in front of it a little bit, and just repeat that process. And you can kind of control, the how you color this guy up by just making sure when you pick up a little bunch that you got the right amount of colors that you want. This is a really loose blend of material, and you can tie this and any color that you want to. Kind of part of the fun with this particular bug is you can really do some neat color matching. Whether you think about the different colors of rabbit fur you can find, and then you think about the different colors of deer hair. You can do some really neat combinations. So once I get about halfway down the shank of the hook is when I should be using kind of my fattest part, or the most material per segment here, just because it's going to be the fattest part. This is what's going to become the shell of the crab. One more little bunch. And that should do it. Next, I'm just going to throw just a half hitch on there. You could do a whip finish too. And then I'm going to take a needle and just kind of pull out, tease all that stuff out. Quite a bit of material is going to, come out of there. Get all the loose stuff out. Kind of help that along by gently pulling all those fibers to the sides. Next, I'm going to, with some flat, my scissors flat, just going to come in and just cut, just kind of put your scissors right along the shank and cut it flat. Next, I'm going to take my scissors just from an angle where about those lead eyes are. Just cut an angle. Same thing over here. And then do the same on the other side. And then from here, it's just kind of fine-tuning the shape that you want to. Stay within kind of the dimensions of, you know, the bend of the hook and where the lead eyes are. And then I'm going to take my scissors on a very shallow angle and just kind of round off those fat edges, kind of round it over. Same thing on the other side. It's kind of where you want to take your time. It's also easy also to take it, you know, out of the vise and just, you know, use your fingers as a guide to cutting it. That looks pretty good. So we've got a nice kind of speckled light tan to cream with little sandy speckles in there. It's a wonderful color to be fishing over a light colored or sand bottom. Next, I'm going to grab like a little piece of furry foam, and I'm going to take some Zap Goo, not Zap-A-Gap, but Zap Goo, and put a pretty copious amount of Zap Goo on there. And I'm going to take a bodkin and just spread that glue, get to the edges of the crab. Just like so. Next, I'm going to take a set of these Pat Cohen crab claws. These are really cool. I do think they make a difference. You know, we fished this fly for many years without these, but a really nice addition to make this fly look even more real. And I'm just going to cut that set in half and then lay those, you know, on the sides there. You can kind of position them how you want to. Then I'm going to take a tan or a brown, or use whatever color you want to, piece of ultra micro chenille, and these are going to become the eyes. You could also use burnt monofilament eyes or any of the, you know, shrimp or crab eyes that are out there. Next, going to take 8 strands of ultra micro chenille in white. These are going to be the legs. I'm just going to lay 4 of them in off the sides and the back there, and 4 on the other side. Just like so. About like that. And then going to take just a little bit more Zap Goo. Just put a little bit on there. Don't need too much for that last step. And then just kind of spread this around. Get the other side of those bits and pieces wet. And then I'm just going to take a very approximate, you know, crab belly shaped piece of furry foam that's been cut in half. And I'm just going to lay that right over top, and then from here it's just a matter of kind of massaging it, squeezing a little bit. Now that you got some pressure on there, you can start pulling apart and separating these legs and putting them in their final position. And then lastly, just going to come in and trim the eyes, you know, a little closer, and then trim these legs to shape. And I'm just going to kind of come in on an angle. And each leg may be about the width of the shell. And there we got pretty much our completed Danger Muffin Crab. I'm going to go ahead and kind of merkin style the legs a little bit. Real light orange. And maybe come in later and put some speckles on there, you know, some tan markings. Let's see what I got here. Yeah, here we go. Just some very quick speckles. You can do as much or as little as you want to, or just leave them plain. There, completed Danger Muffin. Go out and get your permit on it right now.